20:11 through 16. Now Mary stood outside the tomb crying. As she wept, she bent over to look into the tomb and saw two angels in white seated where Jesus' body had been, one at the head and the other the foot. They asked her, "Woman, why are you crying?" "They have taken my Lord away," she said, "and I don't know where they have put him." At this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, but she did not realize that it was Jesus. He asked her, "Woman, why are you crying? Who is it you are looking for?" Thinking he was the gardener, she said, "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will get him." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned toward him and cried out in Aramaic, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Now, if you look at the scripture below it, Jesus seen by Thomas. John 20:24 through 29. Now Jesus, also known as Didymus, one of the 12, was not with the disciples when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." A week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Stop doubting and believe. Thomas said to him, "My Lord and my God." Then Jesus told him, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." Amen. Church, our faith requires us to believe in some things that are inexplicable. Our faith requires us to go beyond reason. Our faith beyond any sort of a doubt requires us to know that God is in charge and that Jesus rose for a reason. 45 years ago, I was born in a country called Medellin, Colombia. When I was born, I had a birth defect that led me to be born missing both of my arms and my right leg. The immediate reaction from my family and from the doctors was very similar to what we see in these scriptures. There was wailing. There was mourning. There was melancholy, because it wasn't explained. No one knew why I was born the way that I was. No one had an explanation for my birth defect. Therefore, the belief was that I would not be able to do anything in life. And the doctors even told my family, "Your son will not be able to do anything in life. He was born with a disability we did not anticipate, and we did not expect, and we cannot explain, so therefore you should have low expectations for his life." Let me tell you what my family told the doctors. They said, "Because Jesus." Because Jesus Because Jesus is in our life, we have faith. Because Jesus and the Lord helped to give us this child as a gift, we know he has a plan for his life. And because of Jesus, we are going to teach our son to abide by faith and to know that he was born with a plan and should achieve great things among the rock that is the Word. Church, within your lives, you will face things that will confound you. You will face things that will surprise you. You will face things that sometimes will hit you so square in the eye, you didn't know where it came from. But just know that as long as you have Jesus, there is an answer. And there is an explanation. And there is victory. I am incredibly blessed and humbled to tell you that within my life, I have gone on to immigrate to the United States, to become a speaker, and to have published 5 books. Thank you. I say that to you not to brag, not to boast, not to read you my resume, or to try to impress you, but to impress upon you that, like another scripture teaches us, Matthew 19:26, with God all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. Whatever you are facing in your life today, whatever adversity you have, whatever challenge you have, whatever struggle you have, know that God is by your side. And know that if your eyes are on Him, and your eyes are on what He can do, what the rest of the world says, and what your challenges say, do not matter. As the scripture says here, stop doubting and believe. Stop doubting and believe. There is not one challenge in this room, there is not one challenge in our lives that God cannot handle. Take it to the cross. Whatever is in your heart today, take it to the cross, and He will show you the miracle that He has preordained for you. Now, before I leave here today, I would just like to ask you one quick favor. If you can, please raise your arms. Raise your arms. Repeat after me if you would. God can do anything.
God can do anything.
God can do everything.
God can do everything.
Turn to the person to your left. Say, you are a champion. Turn to the person to your right. You are a champion. Turn to the person behind you. You are. There you go. A champion. Yes, you are.